This is Lauren Hernandez.
And Michael Anderson.
And this is learning Quicken for using it for a small electric company. Right here we have the customer database. This is the customer center where you can add new customers and jobs. You can add new transactions for those jobs. Or you can see if there's any balances on that customer's account. Here we have Amy Anderson's account. She currently does not have any outstanding bills. We can come up to new transactions, add a new estimate for a job she wants done. Here, her information automatically updates into the estimate system. Down here is the items list where you can choose what item she is going to need for the job, how many hours she's going to need to be worked on the job. Entering this, say, well, let's choose a new light. That's what she needs done. Here is the cost, the amount of what the total as of without the tax. Down here is the total with the tax. We can add more items that needed for the job. Up here is how many hours need to be worked, the price of the amount or the hours, and here's what the total is going to look like for her to install a new light. We can save it and add it as a job on her account. Here's a spell check. So now down here she has an estimate out for the new light fixture that she is thinking about getting.
Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to create an invoice. What we did before was we just did the main estimate, and that was, say Amy was shopping around for various jobs and prices around other electric companies, and she just wanted to kind of get a price estimate on what it would cost. So let's say now she wants to take that estimate and she wants us to do the work for her. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that estimate and we're going to create an invoice after the job is done. And what you can do here is you can create the invoice for the entire estimate, or say that she wants us to do the job, but so-and-so is going to charge her a lower amount, but we really wanted this customer. What we could do is we could create an invoice with a certain percentage deducted from the original estimate, giving her a lower price to beat that competitor's price or match it.
Here's the invoice after we've entered. She has actually decided she wants to go with us, and the price was right of what she was willing to pay. So here is the invoice that we have completed the job, and here is a bill that we can send her to show how much she owes us for what we have done. Here's the installing the light, the labor charge for Canyon since she is in Canyon, all her information to be mailed. We can choose to be printed. You can also add time if you spent extra time, mileage if you had to go to Amarillo, say, to get an extra part that you weren't expecting, anything extra that needs to be added to the invoice. Here we can choose the terms, when it's going to be due, what day, or if it's going to be 1% net 20, and any option that you have, or due on receipt. We'll choose due on receipt. And here we're going to save it. Okay, now we can go and say that we have been given a check by, we are sending a check, say, to a supplier. We can choose what supplier we're going to be sending it to here. Here we can enter the amount that's going to be needed to be sent. and you can order the check for it to be sent.
Okay, now what you can do with this is creating these checks. It makes it very easy because you can order the actual 8.5 by 11 checks with your logo and your address and everything like that, and you can just run them through the printer, saving you time on putting them through a typewriter or whatever. It just makes it a lot easier for the small business owner to do it this way. And also you can write a check, or you can create a bill to send to the customer or vendor, whichever one. And as you can see, there's a long list of different people who you have sent a bill to. And what it does is it saves each one of those people that you have sent a bill to in a database, so that you can just pull it up easily without having to enter it every time.
Here's where you can make a bill for a vendor, choosing the vendor of who you need it to be sent to. The terms of what the bill is, the amount of the bill, and any of the discount if they have it paid by a certain amount, if there's any of that options in the terms. Here is where you can actually keep up with your checkbook for the account, your account, all the deposits and the withdrawals that are made are all kept in one database for you to actually have a electronic version of your account to know what your balance is at any time, what your last deposit was, and what your last payment was. Here is how you enter the new one. You can choose what type of payment, whether it be the check number, or if it was paid automatically, you can choose how it's paid here. Here you choose who you paid it to or who you got it from. Here is the payment amount or the deposit amount. And here is where the balance will reflect when entering a new deposit or withdrawal. Here is what you can choose what account it goes to. And here you can choose memos.
Alrighty, now as you can see, we can go in here and we can enter the payee with that amount, and it's automatically going to adjust your books to the amount of the payment or deposit. If it's a deposit, it's going to add to your balance. If it's you're making a payment, it's going to subtract. So this makes it a lot easier. Because obviously you click payee, and it's going to pull up the whole list of your customers that you have either sent a bill to, or you've received payment from, and this makes it a lot easier to keep up with your records and not spend so much time on keeping your receipts and everything like that. It's just a one click and play program that keeps you up to date with all of your financial information.
Here is an item list of services that you can offer, and also parts that you have used on previous jobs. It saves from every new job having to enter the supplies once again. It also saves you from having to enter your labor charges in a separate item. Here you can, if you double click, you can edit that. Say that your rate has gone up to $10 more per hour. You can change it here so that it automatically updates in your system. So when you are creating invoices and estimates, it's easy for you to just select the items instead of entering them each time.